Ted Schwerzler here from Twins Daily and at TL Schwerz on Twitter for another Ted Talks Twins. What a difference a week makes for Minnesota. Obviously, last week after splitting with Cleveland and then getting swept by Tampa Bay, things looked a bit gloomy, but they took 2 of 3 from Toronto and really should have swept that series. Emilio Pagan again reared his head in a high leverage situation. Joan Duran was not available for that game after he threw 2 innings earlier in the series. But Pagan blew the game on a home run ball, and the Twins took 2 of 3 from Toronto. They then came home, had an off day, and took, I guess, a 2-game sweep of Milwaukee. The bats, though, look great. Since that really Toronto series, they scored 3 runs in the first game, 9 in the second, and then 6 in the third. They've been hitting again, they've been hitting really for the first time all season. The lineup is what I called a little bit ago at Twins Daily a silver lining, because really the team is just not going to be this poor for this long from a batting perspective. And with them putting some runs on the board, this pitching staff now should feel comfortable, or can feel comfortable, with their leads as they bow out of games. Against Milwaukee, they put up 11 runs in 2 games, 7 on Tuesday and another 4 on Wednesday. The Twins are really well positioned at this point. Cleveland is 3.5 back. Chicago is 5.5 back, but Minnesota gets 4 games this weekend, Father's Day weekend, with the Tigers, while both Cleveland and Chicago have West Coast swings. Cleveland is in San Diego. Chicago is in Los Angeles. There's a very good opportunity for the Twins to put some distance between themselves and the division. The team looks great right now, again, going well in the lineup and on the mound. Griffin Jax is now 10 scoreless appearances in a row. Really, I guess he's just not seeing the bad luck he saw earlier in the year. His stuff's been great all year, and he's finally seeing results. Then you also have Royce Lewis playing well. Jorge Polanco did go on the injured list with a hamstring injury, which has brought Edward Julian back up for the Twins, and he's played great in Polanco's absence, so that's been a nice leadoff option. Joey Gallo is back after his hamstring injury, and he did look great on his rehab assignment. Byron Buxton is still on the IL after taking a 97-mile-an-hour fastball to the ribs. He is eligible at this point, but the Twins could just be giving him some time with that knee. And then Kenta Maeda also could be back for the Twins relatively soon. He's scheduled to pitch on Friday for the St. Paul Saints. That's probably close to the end of his rehab assignment. Pitchers, I believe, get 30 days. He would have made, I think, 3 starts or 4 starts for St. Paul, so he could be an option. I don't know what the Twins do there. Bailey Ober and Louis Varland should not be bumped from the rotation, so maybe Maeda is either the 6th arm out of the rotation, or they could look at potentially doing a bullpen scenario for Maeda. He would not love that, but that could help to keep his arm fresh as he comes back from Tommy John surgery. It's really fun watching the Twins when they are playing like this. And June is not an easy month from a schedule standpoint for Minnesota. They do have Boston at home next week, and then they finish with Atlanta and Baltimore on the road. So stacking some wins here against the Tigers, both this weekend and next, would be a big benefit. We'll check back in next week.